It's great to be back here at Cell and Gene Therapy in person. Been here for many, many years, and I'm very, very happy to bring you up to date on exactly where DiscGenics is and our progress so far as we work on a goal to help millions of people around the world with mild to moderate degenerative disc disease. We are a clinical stage biopharma based in Salt Lake City. Injectable DiscGenic cell therapy to treat lumbar disc degeneration allogeneically. Target cell population is 2.5 million patients annually that we funneled down and believe we can treat, and that compares to 2.1 million patients that are diagnosed with cancer in this country. Very large patient population we can believe we can serve with this injection that has demonstrated a regenerative capacity and the potential to treat the underlying pathophysiology of DDD, both in disc architecture and the reduction in inflammation. We did receive an RMAT designation earlier this year based on our phase 1/2 data, which I'll discuss, and a fast track designation in 2019 based on our preclinical data and the use of human cells in all of those animal models. We have a scalable, built-for-purpose allogeneic cell manufacturing facility in Salt Lake City, 33 issued patents to 2041, 26 pending, and numerous, over 100 trade secret protections around those trade secrets. We feel like we've de-risked our clinical pathway with this pivotal phase 3 expected to target pain and disability. This is a timeline of our history, being founded in 2008 with translational and preclinical studies out to our IND allowance in 2017, followed by a CTN allowance in Japan to do a clinical trial there with the fast track designation. While we've raised money along the way at these various value inflection, last patient enrolled just before COVID started, raised a large Series C, of which we completed our manufacturing facility. Last patient enrolled in Japan, out to the very positive data in the US, which I'll show you shortly, along with, I'm happy to report, a similar cohort of data from our safety trial in Japan. Just to give you an idea of what this is about, it affects more than 16 million individuals in the US every year alone. Leading cause of disability worldwide, easily more than $100 billion spend in the US alone. Primary reason for non-cancer opioid prescriptions in this country. And you can see this normal disc at L4-5 and the degenerated disc at L5-S1, and this is something we believe we can treat very nicely with our product. And honestly, the current landscape of treatment options for symptomatic DDD are suboptimal at best, with fusion not working very well. Artificial lumbar disc replacement does nowhere near as well as cervical disc replacement. Current treatments for symptomatic DDD provide only short-term limited benefit and do not result in disc repair or regeneration. And ideally, we believe the restoration of disc structure and function biologically is the way to go. I've shown this modified Furman scale to show you that we have a belief in the mild or moderate that we can treat degenerated disc from grade 2 through 7, as long as there's not a full thickness annular tear or a rupture. And we believe that an injection of IDCT, injectable DiscGenic cell therapy, Rebu-Nipu-Timcell is the generic name, into a painful degenerated disc is a true biologic solution to DDD, with this single injection designed to halt the progression of DDD and regenerate the disc from the inside out. This is an active ingredient of a live progenitor cell population derived from donated human intervertebral disc tissue. We use cold chain logistics and a very involved and unique manufacturing process. It is injected into a degenerated disc in a patient procedure room using a C-arm for guidance, of course requiring no donor matching, totally off the shelf. Our IND-allowed phase 1/2 trial demonstrated safety and efficacy of a single injection of high-dose IDCT, durable out to 2 years, capable of restoring disc structure and function biologically. And here are the results of our phase 1/2 trial. Had 4 cohorts, high-dose DiscGenic cell, 9 million cells, low dose at 3 million. We had a vehicle control, which is a hyaluronate we use as a carrier, and a placebo, which is a normal saline injection, a non-therapeutic agent. And you can see Here, let me back up. You can see in the low back pain, our bogey was a greater than 30% change, and you can see the high dose almost doubled that, dramatic decrease in pain in 12 weeks, followed by statistical significance out to 62.9% reduction at 52 weeks, which then followed showing the durability of the high dose. You can see the other arms of low dose in green, the saline in black, and the vehicle in red. And we note statistical significance of the high dose all through time points. You do see some statistical significance of both low dose and saline. And then you see statistical significance of the vehicle. And then out to 52 weeks, you see a little bit of the low dose product, and you see the definite dose response over time of the high dose. We saw a vehicle, and we were a little bit confounded by that. But it's very interesting to note as we peeled that onion back that we saw a decrease in opioids in the high dose, yet we saw an increase in opioid use in the vehicle, which would explain the pain. And as we looked at ODI, which is Oswestry Disability Index, you can see where the high dose continued to differentiate itself from the other three arms, with in-group comparison between MCID for minimum clinically important difference, where we almost doubled that relative to the other three. And then we looked at European quality of life, where again, the high dose asserted itself with statistical significance at all 5 time points, almost 3 times the MCID. And you did see a little bit of statistical significance of the low dose, again, indicating the dose response difference between the high and low. And one thing we saw in this study that's never been seen before in any spinal injection study is an evidence of disc volume improvement of the high dose relative to the other 3 arms. And you can see, again, the low dose works and sort of maintains the baseline, but you can see, again, the dose response, and you can see the fall off of both the vehicle and the saline. So very good results in our phase 1-2 study that led to a regenerative medicine advanced therapy designation. This is our built-for-purpose manufacturing facility out in Salt Lake City, approximately 25,000 square feet. And as you can see, we believe that we can produce up to 500,000 doses a year, 250,000 to 500,000 doses out of this facility once we're up and optimized. As you can see, we're now in our phase 3 CGMP stage of manufacturing, getting ready to make those clinical doses. So we're very excited about the progress we've made in our ability to make these doses. Our product pipeline, lumbar disc degeneration, both US and Japan, and also we will move forward with a multi-level dose in our phase 3. Cervical disc degeneration would be our next supplemental BLA, and then adjacent level after surgery. We have identified a cell that does make more cartilage, we believe is allogeneic, that we can do off-the-shelf repair of other defects around the musculoskeletal system going forward, still in preclinical. We will have some information on a total biologic disc that we're working with the development of our cells in affiliation with some partners. And we're really excited about our product pipeline going forward. And really, you know, it really is about imagine all the people we can help in changing the paradigm of spine care. I'm going to leave you with a video here. And this is Ryan Zimmerman of BTIG Investment Bank and Dr. Matt Bornett, who was our lead enroller in our phase 1-2.
Just based on claims data, but we know there is this gap in treatment. And when you narrow it down, I mean, the number of patients that have suffered from moderate to severe chronic neuropathic low back pain, you know, is anywhere from 4 to 5 million people, just based on claims data. But we know that that's the tip of the iceberg because there's a lot of patients that aren't actually getting treated. At the end of the day, as an analyst, what we're looking for are technologies that are efficacious, that treat large segments of the population, and also provide, obviously, improved economics for the patients, the physicians, and the health system.
Why does DiscGenics work rather than other cell therapies? And I don't think we alluded to this, but maybe the audience knows, but the DiscGenics cell is a precursor to the disc cell. So what that means is if we go all the way backward to a stem cell where it could become anything, These have moved along, and they know when they go in the disc, they know they're supposed to be a disc. They're supposed to generate substances that are in the disc. That's why the disc, in my opinion, regrows, is because these cells automatically know where they're supposed to be. They don't have to figure it out, and they grow. And the disc is a very toxic environment. It can be very acidic and all those things. So by knowing that you're supposed to be a disc and then regrowing, that's what makes it so special. There is no one else that has this. No one.
So Infuse has been probably the best, orthobiologic in the market, but that product is associated with spine surgery. So if there's about 1.4 million fusions a year, you're really hamstrung to using that product in patients that are undergoing some type of fusion. Whereas, as Dr. Gurnett was talking about, this gap in treatment between what is conservative management versus surgical care, presents an opportunity for a much larger subset of patients. But that's why I think people are looking for really novel alternatives, and certainly DiscGenics could have the potential for that if approved.
Over here is the original screening slide, and this is 6 months. Now watch the disc height here and here as I blow that up. Okay, what you see here is this disc is visibly larger and thicker than this disc. Visibly larger and thicker, same thing, same window. Now, why is that important? In all the clinical trials I've done, never have we seen something that will regrow your disc. Never. And incidentally, not only did it regrow the disc, but more importantly, her patient-reported outcomes are dramatically improved. So this is why I'm excited about this visual thing of regrowing your disc. There is no one else out there that has this. This is groundbreaking, this is disruptive, and it has the ability to change everything.
Most products in the spine market are approved under a 510K because these are traditionally hardware devices. So to have a biologics, have a BLA or a PMA is certainly more valuable. As Flag said, there is more rigor. There's certainly more. There's more moat too in terms of its ability to be protected from an IP perspective, and that they have a set amount of time, a number of years before someone else could potentially apply for something that may or may not have something similar.
It's almost, you can't, in my opinion, comprehend the potential growth because it has the ability to affect individuals without a lot of baggage. And as Ryan said, those products are all associated with surgery. Just picture you get your back injection and you move on, you're at work the next day, you didn't have to miss work for therapy or anything else, and you move on with your life. I mean, it's almost mind-boggling where this could go.
If DiscGenics sticks to their timelines that are set before them with the FDA, if they get approved, yeah, it's uncorrelated in the sense that they can continue to develop and raise their value. And again, as an analyst, we always kind of take caution. We try and toe the line between committing full bore with saying, well, yes, this is going to get approved, right? I mean, there's always a chance that something could not get approved. But frankly, I think what Flag and the team has done clinically with the science, with the program that they've built, the quality controls, it's certainly encouraging from my perspective, having covered the spine markets for 10 plus years now.
Most exciting thing I've done in 30 years. Just leave it at that.
So our next steps. We're having ongoing interactions with the FDA following 2 Type B meetings around our Phase 3 accelerated plan. Study underway, planning and site selection. Commercial CGMP is taking place at our facility in Salt Lake. We are doing a convertible note to a Series D round of funding in process, seeking to raise 95 to 125 in Series D. We've got very good follow-on from existing investors in the convertible note, recent Big Four firm evaluation, potential blockbuster capability of this product 3 years after commercialization. We truly believe with this data, we're going to change the paradigm of spine care in the U.S., Japan, and around the world. Thank you very much. I've got 30 seconds. Any questions? Certainly be glad to answer any of them here during the rest of the meeting. Thank you very much.